Hi Steve, it's Daryl here. Let's give this a shot. First time I played with this thing. Anyway, this is just an old beat up hood that I have back for repair. There's a brace in here, and I have a brace out so you can see, the three slits. One towards the front of the hood and one towards the back, and of course one in the middle. You can get braces either pre-made that just look like a Jess, or sometimes you get them as a blank, these nylon ones, and you just make it like a Jess. Fold it. I fold it 3 times, and then poke a hole and push the pointed end through. So then you basically have a Jess. And then the difference, of course, is that you need the standoff for the hood. So you just poke a hole in the 2 braces that look like Jesses, approximately 1 to 2 inches. I like about 1.25 inches. Depends on your preference, how far the standoff or how close you want it on the hood. There is a second hole that you have to pop in one of the braces, but only the one. But you start off with just the 2 holes in the braces and then install them as so. There's 2 techniques. You can use a FID to basically ream the holes and then slide the Jesses through just by putting the point and pulling it. I like a little better using a needle driver. You can also use a hemostat, a straight one, a curved one. Straight one would probably work a little better. But basically you can use it as a FID. This is a FID. You can use it as a FID to ream your hole, which is when we install it, you go from the middle to the one towards the front to ream the hole, and then you actually use it to pull the brace through by going back the opposite direction from the front to the back, or sorry, from the front to the middle. Then you grip it and pull it through until you're to that first hole, and then ream that first hole down through the middle one, and then back up through that back slit. Right? So middle through the hole that's in the brace, and then out through the aft slit, then go back through that opening like that, and then grip and pull it through. I don't need to pull it through too tight because this is the only tricky part. So then you fold everything back out of the way, and again, you only have to do this on one of the braces. One will sit on top and one has to go through the other brace. So to go through, you fold it back over, you're back to the middle slit again, and you mark it with a FID or an awl or just a ballpoint pen, and then you pull it back through, pull it out, just back it out, you don't remove it, and then take a hole punch and you find your mark, and you pop a hole through with a hole punch so it's even and cut. Pop a hole through at the mark, and then also I use 3 in a row to give a nice sort of oblong slit for the Jess to pass through. So one that you marked plus going away 1 to 2 more, so 3 in a row, and it makes this little oblong, and then you just pull that right back through, and now you have an opening to which you could pass this brace through the brace, this brace through the other one, and back out through the hole, the middle slit, and the hole in your tab. Okay, so if you're just doing it with the point, you push it through there, and as it pops through, you can grab it and pull it out. Or the technique I prefer is just using the hemostat again, or the needle driver. Push through that hole and then back up through the brace. Jam it on in there. It's pretty sturdy. Then you squeak it open and get a hold of your other brace, like so, and pull it through. He says, came off. And then, I got it twisted. Yep. Stand by. Trying to video this and do it at the same time is not easy. Okay, I got to make sure it's not twisted. Okay, so once you get one side in, and it's like I said, it's gone through this other brace. One's gone through the open and close it a few times, make sure it's moving all right before you try to add the additional friction of the other brace. And then this one's really easy. It just goes across the top of the brace, through the first hole, out the second hole, and it also goes through the hole of this tab. So first hole, first slit, second slit, like so, and then out through the hole in the tab of the first brace. Again, if it's skinny enough, you can pass that right through there, and it'll come out. These are old, so it's easier to do, but generally speaking with these nylons, it's pretty tough. So that's why I go reverse. So you know it's going to come this way, so you have to go reverse direction and really jam it in there. And then you can open it up, put the other brace in there, and pull it through. And then you just kind of pull it snug and open and close, and you're home free. It's redone. And you can trim these ends if you like. So anyway, hopefully that will work, and you can replace the braces in your hoods. Good luck.